In this video, you will see a man crumble, become a shell of his former self, possibly suffer significant brain damage. Come take a break, have a picnic, in the shadow of the Erdtree. That's not what we wanted. That's really not what we wanted. You know, I mostly do these things just so they look clutch. So I finished the Elden Ring DLC, and I have some thoughts that I know are going to make some of you pretty mad, because many of you can't bear to hear anything negative about your baby. Now I can hear you rolling up those sleeves, finding that wrist brace to keep your carpal tunnel from playing up. I'll say this before the comments get set on fire. Elden Ring? It's up there. It might be my game of the decade, but Baldur's Gate 3 exists. To spend a night with these two. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is my game of the decade, but fuck, Elden Ring exists, and its moment-to-moment gameplay is definitely better. But there's just so much breadth in Baldur's Gate 3. No. It's Baldur's Gate 3, but I'll live in regret. I'll think about this on my deathbed. Elden Ring's DLC took me on some real highs and brought me to some real lows, and I gave this critique at the end of it all. Oh, that was fun. I did enjoy the DLC. I just wish that boss, if the second phase didn't have all those flashing lights and the giant hair that distracted me from half his view and the weird attack animations where he did the jittery stuff. But overall, decent DLC. It was interesting why it was so divisive around the boss difficulty and stuff. I can kind of see that now. We call this copium. No, like the problem is, right, all the previous FromSoft games, DLCs, all that kind of stuff is like 10 out of 10, fucking 10 out of 10. Well, except for maybe Dark Souls 2. 10 out of 10, just fucking bangers. And then you get this, and I'd say this for me is maybe like maybe a 7 out of 10, right? And I would still call that very good. But it's like, it's just lower than the peak of what FromSoft has done. You know what I mean? I enjoyed it, but I'm not feeling as satisfied as I expected. I think we really have hit the peak of what is good boss design, and I say that with love in my heart. Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Sekiro, Bloodborne, and now Elden Ring. That's a lot of fucking games to design bosses for. And they've all been stellar. Top tier, 10 out of 10. And the problem with each release is, you gremlins, sorry, us gremlins, come crawling out of our caves looking for a new pinnacle challenge every time. It's got to be a nightmare to balance, to keep everyone happy, and many of you will disagree with my take, and that's fine. I do want to hear your views. But my main fucking problem with this DLC is that we're straying away from what I would consider Elden Ring bosses into something else. And half the bosses are on meth. You've seen the clips of Guy on crack, fighting off multiple police officers with tasers because his power level is off the charts. The guy suddenly realizes laws of physics don't apply if you don't believe in them, and he hulks out. Actually, this analogy doesn't work, because we're fighting actual giants and demigods, so it's like one of them on meth. Now, I'll admit, this is partially tied to my playstyle. Weapon and nothing else. I will roll my way to victory, or die trying, which I guess is the point. I do this because I like to play the Souls games this way, but in some fights, I had to roll like 12 times before I could even consider getting a hit in, and it felt more like I was playing a dodge simulator than a Souls game. And I'll say it one more time for the bald guy in the white stained t-shirt in the back. I do like this game. I'm not upset about it, but I feel like some of these bosses were designed for Sekiro. You know, a game in which you can parry, jump to dodge to the side, push forward and negate an attack. They didn't feel like they were designed with a Souls movement system in mind. I was tired of needing to time 24 specific rolls in the hope that I'll be able to sip from my flask or give a quick slap on the ass before the next wave comes at me. But I'm not saying it's all bad. From a design and visual aspect, the DLC fucking rules. The areas were diverse as hell. I've never seen such incredible artistic details in a game world. Jake from Adventure Time made multiple appearances. Can't close my eyes. And the bosses were all thematic and perfect for their regions. Okay, the more I talk about this, that 7's kinda turned into an 8. But I stand by my point. I think we have reached the pinnacle of what can be achieved without feeling overburdened or overtuned. And yes, some of you boss gremlins out there have already no-hit the boss and managed to beat him using a banana and 2 kiwi fruit. But for us normies, it's becoming more about timing perfect rolls, just like Sekiro's perfect parries, more than it is about fighting it out against an Elden Ring boss. I felt this way with quite a few bosses out there. The attack chains were getting a little nuts, but it was really only Consort Radahn where I felt it the most. The biggest challenge here is making something appealing without making it a clusterfuck. And the clusterfuck for me is the visuals. Just look at the visual clarity in this fight and tell me it's okay. Shit. Troll's gonna troll. Yeah, I killed him once. How hard can it be? He's just got bigger hair now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a big move. Oh, fuck. Oh, okay. Now there's damage behind too. I can't see shit. Oh my god, okay. Oh. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, please. Oh no. We got a heal. We just got double heal. Worth it. Apologies to the epileptics in the crowd. I do hope you regain consciousness soon. The ability to see what's actually happening and respond in this final fight is poor in the second phase. I actually quite like the first phase. Well telegraphed, keeps you on your toes. But the second? What's happening here? I'm sorry, but what is this? What is it? He moves like a grasshopper mixed with a bull. One minute he's here, one minute he's there, next minute he's just fucking me into the dirt. It left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. And I want to contrast this with the Messmer fight, which was top tier. My favorite fight in the entire DLC. For the time I spent fighting Messmer, not once did I feel cheesed. Every attempt, I knew I was getting better. Each attempt, I was learning. And when I finally beat him, I felt like I'd done that. I'd learned, I'd overcome. When I beat Consort Radahn, I didn't get that same accomplishment. I mostly felt like I got a good run. And I had the Mimic tier, although that boy kept getting wrecked. And that was after about 4 hours of ongoing attempts. First phase became a breeze, because it was well telegraphed. Sure, you can learn the moves of the second, but there's so much fuckery. Delayed holy damage falling out of the sky or coming out of the ground. An attack move that half a second later is followed up by the aforementioned holy move, which half a second later is followed up by the next part of the combo. And then he starts rubber banding like he's lag switching me. His common move probably killed the dinosaurs in our timeline, and that grab cucked me beyond belief. No! 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 Look how close he is to dead! No! Please! It was supposed to be over! Look at his fucking health! Yeah, that one still hurts. But with all of that, I look back at the DLC with fond memories. I absolutely want more Elden Ring. More games, more DLC, the lot of it. But I'd love to see us move away from what we saw at the end and back towards Messmer and Melania. They can be oppressive bosses, but their aggression is balanced so incredibly well. Midra, the Putrescent Knight, Bale the Dread. They were all really interesting and fun fights. Mechanics were well balanced, and they offered their own unique challenges without being methed out. And Bale. Bale introduces us to the best NPC of this DLC. The voice actor for this guy didn't need to go this hard. You already know who I'm talking about. This I'm Australian, I'm allowed to say that. It's a term of endearment. Unlike this guy who is an actual
Then stay away from the Volcano Manor! Bye now!
This absolute unit was one of my highlights. We rarely get NPCs in these series that are down to earth.
Curse you, Bale! I hereby vow you will rue this day!
They're all on epic adventures, have strong ties to their liege lords or whatever. Egon? Igon? However you say it. This guy just wants to fuck up dragons. He gets crippled, but he overcomes. His voice acting and unique dialogue in that Bale fight, perfect. I want more NPCs in this world that are just purebred insane people. He was crippled, couldn't move, but wants to bring his soul into that fight. This world is nuts. Let's get more NPCs that are just embracing the absolute chaos of these worlds. Look, if you've come here for a nuanced critique, this isn't really it. I don't have many more thoughts. Other than, I wish all these super cool weapons had been available earlier in the game, but I love what they're doing with the weapon design. I walked around most of the DLC with the biggest hammer I could find because big hammer hits hard, obviously. I know how to build. But I am strongly contemplating doing the next game plus with the kickboxing gloves from Dryleaf Dave. What's his name? Dane. Dryleaf Dane, sorry. God, I wish he was called Dave. I love the breadth of playstyles they bring to us here. Despite the fact I was struggling to stay away from the tried and true bonk hammer, Elden Ring really is the game of this generation. It's one of the few shining lights amongst the shit other devs and publishers are pushing. But I do want us to tap the brakes slightly and come back to the methodical combat style of Mesmer and Melania. I want to avoid this being taken as a too hard, make easy response, because that's not what I'm aiming for. I spent longer fighting Melania than Radahn, but I really appreciated Melania's ability to mix up the tempo, to mix pure aggression with opportunities to attack, and a breath as opposed to whatever the fuck this is. But hey, that's my criticism. I've seen a lot of mixed feedback on this DLC. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you're brave enough. It might sound like I've been critical, and I probably have been. This DLC is still the best thing to be released this year if you ask me. I'm rating it around a 7 or 8, but I think that's because I'm so used to FromSoft hitting solid 10s that I'm even framing it this way. And my experience with Super Saiyan Radahn. I think FromSoft and Elden Ring really is something special. I don't need to tell you that. You already know that shit. But I think we're starting to stray away from what Souls is. Tell me your thoughts in the comments because I am genuinely interested to hear them. It's okay to criticize games we like. I love Elden Ring. I wouldn't really change anything for the world. Well, I would like to see a little more visual clarity in the last fight, but otherwise that DLC, almost perfect. So yeah, tell me your thoughts in the comments. If you want to help me, you already know how. Like and subscribe for more. But you being here, that's more than enough. And shout out to Jippy, whose music has been used in this video. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. I'll leave you with my final successful attempt, where I do finally take down the fucker. And as I'm sure you've noticed, most of this has been stream highlights. Come hang out Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. And I'll catch you there. Cheers. This has been the most entertaining. Oh look, he's not moving this time. Oh, now he is. Now he is, though. He saw me get out the bell. Nah, fools. Fucking sucker. Oh. Oh. Fucking hate that move with fucking passion. Oh, single one that time, hey? Hey, boss. Didn't feel like doing a double? Oh, well, we both got hit, so me and the tier together. That's nice. I bet the tier felt cheesed about that. Sucker. I knew that was coming. Oh, didn't fucking matter. I'm already dead. Oh, that was lucky. Woo! Yes, that's really what we needed there. Okay, then we have to put on this flask so we can survive the impact. Yes! Yeah, I think, right? This is the end, right? Yes! We're free! We're free! I can leave! Thank fuck! when it fucking stuttered again on Radan's face, it was just like his whole face was the fucking screen. I'm like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna fucking die. That's it. It's over. I'm done. Oh shit. Sorry, Clint. You plan to give Mimic Tier every kind of vile status effect. Do it. Everything you have, put it on the tier. I put mine to +10. Holy shit. Oh my god.
Take care.